Greetings. Welcome to Classified Collection. Ecto Eric here. Hope you're doing good. So, I saw on one of the awesome people that I follow, his channel is on YouTube. It's called Garden Yard Gains. I will post this link down below. Follow him. He's almost at 100, so let's try to push him over that 100 mark. Come on, we can do it because really, really nice guy. Really cool content. And he brought up a very legit question that a lot of people probably don't even notice, but it is about the Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters, particularly the character of Egon, of course, played by the late great Harold Ramis. Now, as you can tell, is the striking difference between the actor Harold and his counterpart from the TV show, the cartoon. Now, why such a drastic change? Well, is it likeness? Well, no, because featurely they don't. But you have to understand from the cartoon point of view. What do cartoons do? Cartoons are to grab children and to sell toys. That is what it is. So when you take the real Ghostbusters, who are, except for Ray, who's basically in the same color uniform as, dude, but you got Winston in a like a aqua, and him in a very colorful uniform with a little bit of, I say, dark pink, but why the hair? Why blonde? Well, did Harold Ramis complain? No, not at all. What it is they want to make, like with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they want to make them all so different so kids can identify really. Okay, that's Raphael. Okay, that's Donatello. Where in the comic books, especially in the old days, they were all the same. You couldn't tell them apart. They all had, I think, the red bandanas. I think there was no distinguished uh, physical features. They acted different in the comics, but they all look the same. So you take three, I'm gonna say this, three white guys and put them on paper, cartoon, 2-dimensional. They kind of look the same. I mean, they're all white, middle age, middle height build. So kids are gonna be like, oh. So if you take this guy and then put him into this one, you're gonna, oh, he's. When I first saw him, I was taken back. I'm like, what the hell? But you know what? I love this look. I really do. So that was the reason for the blonde hair, the the papadile, whatever you call it, that pompadour style. Now he was based. A lot of people don't know this. He was based on the look from the lead singer of the Stray Cats, Brian Zelzer. This is where he's basically based off of. So that's a really interesting tidbit a lot of people don't know. So yeah, thanks Brian for looking like this, because that's how we got Egon. So that's all it is. It's just an aesthetic to catch your eye. So because if you put this in a 2D animation for kids, they're going to be like, yeah, this is more eye catching. More it is. Even as an adult, you're like, oh, wow, that's. And after a while, you don't really, it doesn't phase you. You just accept it and it's fine. See, as kids can be very acceptance compared to adults. So we as adults, we get like, oh, what the hell? Kids are more like, oh, okay, that's cool. They go along with it. Now, the other thing he brought up was why was there a difference in the size of the containment unit? Because in the movie, it was just a 3.5 foot, 4 foot rectangle on the wall, and then we go to cartoon, it's just like one, almost the size of a house. Huge thing. Well, if you watch the episode Citizen Ghost, where they tell the story of Slimer, and they is immediately after the battle with Gozer, where the firehouse is destroyed, big hole, big explosion. They go there, Jean's trying to pick up a little bit, and of course their suits are covered with marshmallow and stuff like that. So she goes, "Oh, boys, your new uniforms just happened to come in today." Coincidence, but okay. So they're gonna go change. Egon tells Peter, "Hey, destroy our old suits because they're heavily contaminated," which he doesn't. So as they're walking through the firehouse, and they're like, "Oh, we got a lot of work to do," and I want to say it was Ray that had said, "Well, we got to first thing we do is rebuild the containment unit," and it was either Egon or Ray that had said, "We're going to make it bigger this time." That's why it is a hell of a lot bigger than what we see in the movie. And to be honest with you, I much rather have the real Ghostbusters containment unit. I just think that sucker is freaking awesome. The staircase, the two stair middle, the middle ramp that goes up to it. I just think that's so freaking cool. It's just because in a cartoon you don't have a budget, so you could make something that freaking big. And I love the design. Now, yes, I'm a fan of the proton packs, but this is my ultimate. I want this one more than I want this one. If any Hasbro ever makes this one, I will back that in a freaking second. Nothing against the standard. I love it. I have two 1-to-1s and I have two 80% packs. But this one, make it. Now, I know people do customs, but I could never afford it, but they do a great job. But yeah, Hasbro, trust me, you will sell these out in moments. Do it. Since I give you the idea, get me one, will you? Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. But that doesn't mean you're going to buy me. Oh, no. Oh, no. If you do something stupid, I'm going to make fun of it. So that is the story of why these two Egons look so much differently. It has nothing to do with people that go with character rights. Harold complained. Harold, he loved the cartoon. Watch interviews. He thought it was great. And he actually liked the design of the character. So do a little bit of, looking around, and with the internet, you can find out anything you want to know. Not like it was back in our day in '84. There was nothing. We had no toys, no proton packs, and in garden, boom, you are right. We used to make our proton packs out of cereal boxes, cardboard boxes, pieces of mom's vacuum, which I got many slaps in the head for. But we did what we had to do. Nowadays, anything you want, you can get. You're gonna pay. But people with 3D printers, you want to get a real Ghostbusters PKE meter? They have them. They light up. You want to get a real Ghostbusters proton pack? They got them. You're gonna pay, but they got them. So we live in one hell of a time. That is anything that you want, someone can probably make it. It just they can't make a real unlicensed nuclear accelerator. That would just be too dangerous. So I'm going to wrap this up. And please follow him. He's such a cool dude. I will put his link below. Take care. Keep collecting. Keep making stuff out of cereal boxes too. That's cool. All right, guys. Peace.